Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Donna, I am powered by creativity. Here on my channel, I do savings challenges. I hope to inspire other people to start saving money. Right now, we do hops. We save together as a village because that's what I call my subscribers. This month, the topic from me is a faithful journey hop. This will be hosted by myself and Mary Love Country Living. Linked down below over on my website, which is donnapoweredbycreativity.com, you can go and grab this. I have a faith section over there. This is going to be absolutely free to you. Then you can also pick up the calendars, the Village Hop if you'd like to start saving money with us, or the Faithful Journey Hop. This calendar will tell you where we're going next, because we are going from channel to channel, like we're hopping to the next channel to see what that channel wants to tell us about their faithful journey. The calendar is me, Mary Love Country Living, and Jeanette's journey. Then all these beautiful channels are going to join us. That's why it's so important to go grab this calendar. All right. I want to begin this video a different way. So join me in seeing all the things that inspire me to be faithful within our home.
Good morning, everyone. Today is the first day of the Faithful Journey Hop, hosted by myself and Mary Love Country Living. I felt a calling to do this. If you follow me, you know that I felt a struggle for a little while, and I felt that struggle was dark, and I felt that the evil one had his sights on me, had me in his crosshairs, so to say. And I have been in a little bit of a battle with him. And I thought to myself, what can I do? And the faithful journey came into my head. And for the last few days, I have been praying to God to give me the correct words or give me all that I need to speak from my heart. So today is the first day that we are waking up with a semi-blue sky and the sun is out. I am loving this. So this is my tranquility. This is where I see God the most. In the trees, in the birds, in the flowers, in the clouds, in the air. So this is where I wanted to begin my journey. Then I'm going to walk you through my home, and I want to show you how my faith is within my four walls, which then comes out of the inside of me. We're just doing the front porch, and since we just got it finished, this sign, bless all who enters, usually goes above my door. But because my decor is not all up yet, it's sitting here. So when you walk up to my home, and I'll say my home even though you know it's our home, that's what you see. That's what you see when you first walk up to my porch. And you might see a little orange kitty cat waiting to greet you. This is Mr. Toulouse. Yes, that's Mr. Toulouse. Hi, Toulouse. Upon entering, you're going to see these two words. Absolutely love them. And you get a welcome to the home sign. But you always get this. The stars are like God's promises. The darker the night, the brighter they shine. This is what my home shows you when you first walk in. Above my door, you are guided with a cross. In the kitchen, grace isn't a little prayer you say before a meal. Before receiving your meal, it's a way to live. On my hutch, I have 3 barbed wire crosses to depict Good Friday, which my son TJ made for me. And I just showed you on the table because it's just a little bit easier. So you got 1 there, 2, and 3. I always have frankincense resin that when I want to get into deep prayer, I burn this in my burner and it reminds me of church. There is always a prayer candle on standby for me to pray for anyone in need. On my hutch is the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, grace to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This here picture was John's grandparents, and when my in-laws moved, I asked if I can have it, and they said yes. On my hutch, I have the Blessed Mother, a beautiful portrait of Jesus, the Lord's Prayer, my favorite, Jesus on the Mount. And this is what you look at when you come into my dining room. I also have a very vintage, I love vintage Christian art. And this is what my hutch looks like. And then one of my all-time favorites, which I don't like to move, is Thy Will Be Done, which is hand-stitched on lace, and it is extremely vintage. Over here is something I truly treasure. It came out of a local church, and John picked it up from me at auction. Isn't that beautiful? Sorry for the puppy dog. Okay. Then, when you're sitting in my living room, this is what you see on my wall. In my home, God is everywhere. Then I'm going to turn you around. Don't get dizzy. And this is my other wall. For me, when I did this wall, it reminded me of church. This corner of my home is just something that speaks love. TJ made this love sign for me. But everywhere you look, a family that prays together stays together. This is where my Holy Bible would be, and my daily inspirational books. God's plan for life, mindfulness, right? A pocket full of mindfulness. And then if you come down here, you have a few of my favorite books. Another one of my favorites, and I'm sorry for the glare, it says, prayer is the key to heaven. Faith unlocks the door. One of my all-time favorites that is in my home. At the top of my stairs, I have St. Francis of Assisi, and he's the patron saint of animals. I want to tell you a little story. When we moved into this home, I looked at this, because as you come down the stairs, this is what you see in the morning. And I was like, that needs to have a message, a powerful message. So go back to 2007. What could that message be that I wanted my men, TJ was little, Vinny was little, and John to see every morning when they woke up? So, as you come down my stairs to come to the main floor, this is what you see every morning. God loves you. I do have more vintage art, and it's so funny that Vinny is the one that finds these for me. not TJ. You would think TJ did. Vinny will find things and he'll be like, oh, this is for mom. This is for mom. On my dresser is Pope John Paul II. I save the palms from years past, and I keep the boys' things that they made in religion around. Like, that's from Vinny. Ah, good morning. And that was made by TJ with pasta. And then when you look, you have all the palm. In the corner of my bedroom, watching over us, are my rosary beads, the Last Supper, and the Blessed Mother. And there's even a cross in my bathroom. Yep, my bathroom. I love my faith so much that I want to surround myself with relics. This is the other wall in my bedroom. Now that you've seen most of the religious items in my home, let's go get this video started. And just as I came to my desk, I said, oh my gosh, I forgot to show them the thing that I look at the most from my seat. Do you see? This is what I get to look at every single day. When I'm sitting at my desk creating or making a video, I glance up and know that I am protected.
I hope you enjoyed that. My home is very welcoming, and when you walk through my door, you're going to see I am a faithful person. On my desk sits another crucifix. But let me talk about what is actually on my desk. These are some of the things that I love, right? At the end, I do the closing video. On that closing video, I'm going to share with you my favorite Bible. It's from the 1800s. I try not to touch it too much. So if that's something that you are interested in watching, please join us on this journey and make sure you come back around and watch my last video. What do I have here? I have here the Student Bible for Catholics. I am a Catholic, born, raised, went to Catholic school, and I taught catechism to both of my boys. I journeyed with TJ up until confirmation. Vinny went on without me for a few years, and when TJ's grade was finished, I went back to Vinny's and followed his journey to confirmation. I have two different Bibles. This is the Catholic Bible, and this is the King James Version. Now, there are differences in Bibles. The Catholics want Bibles are Bibles, but certain Bibles have more information. This is the one that they prefer we look at because it's got more in it, right? Some Bibles don't have as much in it. But can I tell you about this journey? This journey right here is something amazing. Years and years ago, I know this might be a long video, you used to get pamphlets in the mail. I don't even know what company it would have been. And this Bible was in there. And I knew the version, but I fell in love with the image. I fell in love with the image. Because Jesus is always on the other side of our door. It's up to us to open that door and let him in. So when I saw this, I fell in love with it. This is definitely the Bible that I love to touch, feel, and look at. Why? Because the images. The images speak to me. And then I went through a couple of rough times in life, which we all do, right? But this was the Bible that was in my hands the most back then. And what I loved about this Bible is in the back, and I'm just speaking of this one, God's answers to man's concerns. If you need divine comfort, it tells you what section of the Bible to go to. If you want to praise to God, this is the section to go to. If you need strength in weakness, this is where you go to. So I'm going to tell you that there were times, and I don't remember if I actually highlighted any of them, but I want to show you something else. These were, I'm gonna go through to a few that have been tagged in my Bible. For probably 17 years. The blessings of the Lord, it maketh rich, and he addeth no sorrow with it. That's in Proverbs. Then over here we have Lord of hosts, it will not open you the windows of the heaven and pour you out a blessing that there shall not be room enough to receive it. Oh my gosh. He's going to pour out blessings, and there's not going to be a room big enough to receive all those amazing blessings that he wants to give us. Let me come over here. Okay. I get emotional with this one. I asked all the ladies of the Hop to please give me your favorite Bible verse. This one is mine. And some of you might know why. I'm not even going to move that tag because that tag's been there for so long. Ready? Blessed, come back. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. I want to be that person. I've always wanted to be that person. I want to be that peacemaker. That's why I think I was called to be a New York City police officer. Blessed are the peacemakers. Oh, I get emotional with that one. Let me go back to that for just a second. So when I became a police officer, my sister Linda was very, she was scared for me. She was scared, right? And I get it. I had no parents at the time, and she was my three sisters, but she was the one that was, she took on a role. So on graduation day from the New York City Police Academy, she gave me a plaque, a beautiful, and it was a ceramic plaque. And I opened it, and she says, "Can you do me a favor? Can you hang this in your locker? And can you say it every day before you go out on your patrol?" And I'm going to do a Bible journal on this. And it said, "Lord, help me to remember that nothing is going to happen to me today that you and I can't handle together." I said that every day I put my bulletproof vest on. Because I knew that I had him and he had me. And together we were good. So if I'm allowed to have two, these would be them, right? Well, blessed would be the peacemaker, and then that would be it. These are just a few. Let's see, what was this one? I don't know. This one's right smack in the middle. I don't know what that one was. I'd have to go back and look. But this one says, "For with God nothing shall be impossible." For For with God, nothing shall be impossible. Okay. I'm going to go on a little bit more. Oh, this one's coming out of me. I hope that you're enjoying this. What do I have on my desk? Whew. Rosary beads. You all know that I have a love for rosary beads. I actually have a rosary bead savings challenge. And these here, I love the feeling of these. I love to hold the cross. I love the feeling of the wood. And do you know that I carry rosary beads in my wallet? My grandma did too. In my wallet, they're in my bedroom. Obviously, you saw that. They hang in my office. I used to have them on my rearview mirror, but I don't. And I'm thinking they need to be there. But I do have medals on my visors. I buy them on Amazon. And it's so funny, with the new vehicles, the visors are a little bit thicker. So I had to buy a couple of them because the old ones were thin clips and they didn't stay. So it took a little while for me to find the ones that actually fit my visor. So, and I carry mass cards on my visors for those that have passed. That's this. Then, since we're on rosary beads, can I show you this one? This one was gifted to me from Budget with Mama Bear. These sit right here on my desk from the day I opened this package. I am beyond blessed to have this. It is, can you all see that? That is Saint Michael. Saint Michael is the patron saint of police officers. And I always say that I feel like I have a connection to him. The feeling of a rosary bead and holding them and saying those prayers bring me comfort. Mark Wahlberg is a very faithful soul, and he loves to talk about it. The Hallow app. I've gotten it on and off, and sometimes I'm like, why do I want to pay that money? But I love to do the rosary while I task around the house. But for some reason, it's got to be the Mark version. It's his voice. And on Sundays, I follow him on Instagram, and he's like, stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. Now, truly amazing, right? I am a prayerful girl. I say the Hail Mary, the Our Father, the Glory Be on a regular basis. I don't go to the Bible as much as most people do. I'm a prayerful girl with the prayers. We're going to get into this in a minute. Can I show you something else that is near and dear to me? This is from the Holy Land. One of Vinny, my son Vinny's best friends, joined the Navy. And he was over there for a while. He was one of the ones that I taught catechism to because he was in Vinny's grade. So when I went down from TJ into Vinny and I followed Vinny up, Dennis was in my religion class. So, you always wonder, what seeds do you plant in these children? Had no idea. But when he returned home from that tour, I was one of his first stops, of course, after he saw his mom and dad. And he could not wait to get home and give this to me. This is a copy of an ancient Byzantine icon. And this is all from the Holy Land. This is holy water, which I think is now empty. I've never taken this out. And you know what? So I think that water is now empty. That was holy water. That was holy, what does it say? Soil. Holy soil. holy oil, and holy incense. And this sits there with my essential oils. I know I don't need to do that right now. Which are these? I am not sponsored. I don't promote. I'm just telling you that these are essential oils that I find near and dear. This is the biblical version of the oils. Can I show you what they are? They are, let's see. These are oils from biblical time. I don't know if it's gonna let me. Aloes, frankincense. I absolutely, at one time, frankincense, I didn't like the smell of it. And my sister said to me, just like that, she goes, if you don't like a smell of essential oil, that's the oil you need the most. And I said, really? She said, yeah. I guess I needed God and that. So now frankincense is now one of my most favorite oils. Then we have oncha, Onycha. This is cypress. This is rose of Sharon. Hyssop. And you can find all these oils in the Bible. And cassia. Then this company happens to make blended oils. Daily Divine. I am blessed. And I am creative. Recently, I spoke of this earlier. On this channel, I felt that there was something attacking me spiritually. And that's where I began to start doing the art journaling because I needed a release. And I want to show you something. This was when we got the new Pope. I needed to put pen to paper. I was asking for strength. A truth is coming, a spiritual awakening. Before I even knew I wanted to do the faithful hop, these are things that were coming out of me. Wisdom, knowledge, past energy, no fear, challenge, your faith, Saint Michael, your guardian angel. I felt like when I put this to pen to paper, God came to me, right? Reclaim. Oh, these are deep. Stay grounded. I didn't know this, but this is what he had for me. The Lord is faithful and he will protect me. I felt like I was being attacked, right? Spiritual warfare at best was coming at me. So the battle against evil, draw your strength from the Lord and from his mighty power. Put on your armor of God so that you may be able to stand firm against the tactics of the devil. I was in a spiritual battle. I don't feel that right now. I feel like my faith and God and the angels have now come to guard me. And I know the more you talk about your faith, the more he comes and tries to stop us. This all began with when I said I found the shift. This was gifted to me. It's a necklace. This is supposed to represent, you know how the cross we wear on a necklace, and that is the crucifix? The shift is now a necklace that represents Jesus coming out of the tomb. This is supposed to be the tomb with the rock rolled away. I now wear both the cross and the shift. From the moment I put this on, I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to get grounded because I get emotional. The shift happened. And the moment that shift happened, I felt that evilness come after me. This week, I want to tell you, I received such amazing happy mail. Amazing happy mail. I'm going to read it before I open it. It says, Donna, your videos have been so inspiring spiritually. They have helped so much during my hard times lately. Thank you for being such an amazing person. All the prayers and love from Sylvia. All I want to do in this YouTube journey is to reach that one person that needs me. Go back to that Bible verse. Go back to it. Blessed are the peacemakers. That's what I want to be. Sylvia, I want to say thank you, because when I opened this, it touched me. If you think you're touching me, if you think I touch you, you touched me. Because I have a puppy right now, I cannot put this on. Do you see that? That is Saint Michael. And he is my protector. And it's a bracelet. And I can't wait for me to wear this on a regular basis. But until that day, I promise it is going to sit right here. And I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to touch it, and I'm going to know that he is right here with me. And that when he needs to call me to action, I'm coming. I've got it. Okay. Let's talk about this beautiful pamphlet that I'm giving you. This here is just to spark your thought process. If the ladies would like to fill it out, that's totally up to them. I want them to speak from the heart. I don't want it to be scripted, but these are just thoughts. So this is what you get. June is all about faith. Thank you everyone for joining us on our Faithful Journey Hop. Our collective goal is to talk about our faithful journey. I'm so happy that you have decided to join us. Hugs, Donna and Mary. These are faithful prompts of encouragement. Can I just read this to you? Don't be afraid of crossing social barriers. I am right now. You don't need a miracle. Jesus was vulnerable. Connect with the needs you share. Ask God for wisdom. I have been praying on this all month long. It's not a coincidence. Engage self-belief. Meaning you have a belief system within you. Find it. It's in there. Dust it away. This is amazing. When TJ made his confirmation, you have the bishop and the priests, and they do the whole ceremony. This is what they said. Imagine this. Our faith is like a candle. Oh, I remember this as clear as day. You know when a candle burns down, sometimes the wax on one side is higher than the other. So if this was facing you, and this was the flame, and this was the candle, the flame is still there. You just can't see it. Turn the candle, and you will see the flame. You will find the flame inside of you again. Be willing to differ. Share the truth. Be still. Believe in your faith. You don't have to be a Catholic. You just have to have your faith. So take all of this and be faithful to what you believe, as long as it's good. These are, like I said, these are prompts that I want you to take and do it personally. I always talk about, I want you all to have a Donna binder, right? Because we have a bug out pamphlet over on my .com that's free in case we all have to bug out. Last month, we had Mindset and Motivation, another pamphlet. Grab it. You never know when you might need these. These are things that you ask yourself. Include your favorite Bible verse. Kind of did. What was like before faith, during faith, the turning point that, made you realize you needed your faith, or you turned from faith. When did you get it back? These are for you. You. Only you can answer them. Be authentic. Be specific. If you jot these things down, be vulnerable. Open your heart. Open your heart. Focus on the positive impact of your faith. There has to be, think about this. If you've strayed from faith, right, or God, for whatever reason, do me this favor right now. Close your eyes and think about not the bad that turned you away, everything prior to that, and find that one moment and find how you felt at that one moment with him. And then maybe you get to open that door again. Be open to ask questions, have conversations. Let's talk about it. We do that. We do that all the time. Faith development. Outline the stages of your faith journey. These are things that I need you to ask yourself. Impact. How was your faith shaped in your life and your relationships? Focus on specific messages. Like, these are such great things. Nobody says you have to do this homework in one night. Mari, way of life. I don't expect her to do homework. It's so funny. She thought that the motivation paperwork was homework, but then she got into it. I'm not looking for this to be anyone's homework. I don't want you to think of it that way. I want you to glance at it, read it, and then maybe go to that one area of this pamphlet and say, what steps of obedience is God calling for? Maybe answer that. Maybe that's the one that's calling you. All these don't need to call you. Only one has to speak to you. Prayer and gratitude. What are you thankful for today? What blessings have you received? You know you've received blessings throughout your life. Find the moment that you felt the greatness of that blessing. Pray for others. Seek God's presence. Journal your prayers. I feel like I'm doing that now. These are all things that, this is just an amazing pamphlet that I quickly put together. So mine did not print correctly. That's why you see it's offset right now, but that's okay. Examine your heart. What are your deepest desires? Is your identity in God or in something else? Reflect on your relationships. How can you build stronger relationships based on your faith? John always jokes. John's like, I don't need to be good. He goes, you're going to put in a good word for me. He thinks I have the utmost connection to heaven. And I say to him, I do not. You need to do your diligence here on this earth. I'm not getting you in. You have to behave. Is your identity in God? We did that. How can you love and forgive others in Christ? Now, the love part for most of us is easy. Can we talk about the forgive part? I know forgiveness is extremely hard. It really is. But I'm gonna talk about two moments that I reflect on. So there was an incident back in 1986 in Central Park, New York City. a police officer was shot. His name was Stephen McDonald. He survived that shooting, but he was quadriplegic. He lived, I don't know when he passed. He passed within the last couple of years. The struggle of his life became very difficult, right? But his wife and he were devout, faithful, right? They were devout Catholics. But they believed in their faith strongly, to where he actually forgave the person that shot him. He did it openly. That's one. I'm going to get the second one right here. Pope John Paul II was shot. Who remembers him meeting the man that shot him and praying over him and forgiving him? So when I have to forgive for something and I find it extremely difficult, I call on those two moments that they're right in my face all the time. And I want to be like them. It's not always easy. And you might feel that God did you wrong. That might be you, right? That might be something that you feel. Maybe you find a way to forgive. Then we have the thank you. We sincerely thank you all for participating. So all these channels that are coming, not only them, but the people that are watching. Your presence and contributions were invaluable to the success of this event. We greatly appreciate your time and effort, not only in our content creators, but those of you who watch us. I particularly appreciate the fact that the village came together to raise the level, I got a typo, in faithfulness in the savings and budget community. I hope you enjoy these videos. And then there is a prayer. Dear Lord, I am writing to express my sincere gratitude for your unwavering love and grace in my life. Thank you for surrounding me with family and friends and this amazing village who have shown me such care and support, especially during challenging times. I am thankful for the strength you have given me, the preserved through adversity, and for the peace you have given me even when I feel lost. Thank you for showing me your word is true and for leading me to believe in you. Your love has changed my life, and I'm forever grateful for you, your faithfulness. I praise you for your power and your glory. Please guide me as I continue to grow in faith and serve you with all my heart. Bless me with the wisdom, courage, and strength. With love and faith, Donna. And on the back page, these are our channels that I am beyond grateful wanted to join me in this and blessed to call them friend. Please go show each and every one of them some love and make sure you subscribe and tell them that you're enjoying their faith. That will be the closing of this. Again, I come back on the last day of the month, and hopefully I will find some other religious artifacts that I forgot to show you, because my house is filled with them. In fact, I already know what I want to show you. That's how much I have. I love you. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you stayed to the end. If you stayed to the end, if there are any faithful emojis, could you drop them in the comment section down below? I love you and appreciate you all so much. Have a blessed, faithful journey with us. Bye.